Hey everybody out there in Facebook land. It's another episode of Roy's Garage, and doing a little update on our project Datsun, not Nissan, Datsun 280Z. 280Z. There you go, 280Z. So, little update on what we've been doing to it so far, and we're working on the back half of the car, and we're getting some problem areas that we're finding taken care of. Now up here on this left quarter, there was some blistering type of issues that need to be sanded down, and as you remember before, we had that problem where there used to be an emblem there, and I dug it out, I grinded it out, and come to find out somebody's made it to the point to where it would be no longer able to take an emblem there anymore. So we cleaned that all out and did some body work on that. And then, you know, these cars have a lead joint right here where the roof and the quarter panel separates, and there was a minor stress crack, and same on both sides. So you don't really want to dig all that out. I mean, you could, but then you turn into a nightmare where the two panels weld together, and we're not going that far with it. We're just smoothing it out to make it look better. And then on the back, there was a problem spot where the rear bumper used to bolt to the quarter panel down here, and there was a failed area where the body hole used to be for the bumper. So we had to fix that, and there was a stress crack where this rear body pan was welded on years ago, and we had to dig into that and fix that. Same on both sides. Had a pretty good stress crack where that was welded on years ago, and we doctored that up and fixed that. And kind of the same situation with the right quarter. There was a failed area where the bumper used to bolt, and clean that all out and skim that with some mud. This upper side was a little bit worse than the other side, with ripples and waving and failed body work. So went ahead and skimmed that over with some filler, and the gas door was wavy, so had to smooth that out also. And there's a spot where that emblem used to go that was failed, same like the other side. So there was no way to save that, because there's a lot of body filler in that area where somebody fixed it before, and you wouldn't be able to put the emblem back on and make it look flush with the sheet metal like it's supposed to. So can't do that. And then lead joint up on that side. So, and then the tailgate liftgate area, we had several holes for the spoiler that's supposed to go on here, and had to weld some holes for that to get that right. And then, if you remember these old cars, this emblem used to sit. This emblem used to sit kind of like that right there. So there was holes for the pins on these emblems to press into, and we had to weld those up because we're using a spoiler on the back end of the car. Using a spoiler on the back end of the car, so we have to get rid of that. And that spoiler I'm talking about is this one. This one right here. And, oh shit. It's kind of hard when you're using one hand. But this will sit on the back of the car kind of like that. And then it's made, you know, to go around the trunk lock. And so I had to fit the spoiler and make sure the holes were right on it and get it correct before going too much farther with it. So got this aftermarket spoiler, which is actually in decent shape. Shouldn't take too much to get that smoothed out to where it's paintable. Other than that, we're marching on, we're going somewhere, and we're moving forward on this 76 Datsun 280Z. So that's what we've done, and that's what I've been doing, and that's the start of the whole deal. I mean, the rest of the cars got some issues. One important thing I want to mention is when you're doing these cars, let me see. You have to use the paint that's already on the car as your guide. To, let me see. Can't really see it, but there's a good wrinkle right there. Use the paint that's on the car and look at it at different angles, and then you can find your dings and imperfections in the paint or the body itself, and then you can use the paint as a guide to repair your areas that you need to fix. So that's just a little tech tip, but we're getting there. We're going places. So use the previous paint as your guide, and then you can see little dings. See that one? Little dings like that, and that makes a difference when you paint the car. If you don't catch that, or like that wrinkle in the front, that shit shows up when you paint the car. Alright people, catch you later.